What is the least common denominator of the fractions 4 over 30, 6 over 25, and 1 over 10? Let's go. There's a big term here that you probably forgot if you're watching this video. What the heck is a least common denominator, right? Well, let's remember with a fraction. Let's say we've got a basic fraction like 1/3, and I've got this fraction here. The 1 is the numerator, the 3 is the denominator. So the denominator is the bottom. Let's establish that. What do they mean least common denominator? Well, remember when I'm adding fractions, if I want to add 1/3 plus 1/2, remember how I can't just do that? Because I don't have a common denominator yet. I can't add third and half because they're not in common terms. They're not both expressed in the same type of fraction. They don't have the same denominator. What I would need to do in a problem like this is I'd say, well, hey, I could multiply this 3 by a 2 on the bottom, and I'd have to multiply this fraction by a 2 on the top because that will preserve the value of the fraction. This is 2 over 2. That's 1. Okay, well, then this fraction could be written as 2 times 1 is 2 over 2 times 3 is 6. So I could rewrite 1/3 as 2/6. Okay, and then I could say, well, this fraction over here, I can multiply this by a 3 on top and bottom. The reason I'm going to do a 3 is, look, I can turn that into a 6 as well. So now the denominator is 6 and the numerator is 3. So I've got 2/6 for the first fraction and 3/6 for the second fraction. And now I have a common denominator, right? The common denominator is what I get when I'm trying to add the fractions or subtract the fractions. I got to get that common denominator first. In practical terms, what you can think of here is the least common denominator is the smallest number that all the denominators are going to go into. So if I said to you, what's the smallest number that 3 and 2 both go into, you'd have to think about it for a minute and say, well, I guess they both go into 6, right? 3 goes into 6 and 2 goes into 6. So the smallest number that they both go into is 6. That's why we got this as our common denominator. In this problem, what's the smallest number that 30, 25, and 10 all go into? Well, let's check the answers and find out. Does 30 go into 100? Use your calculator if you need to, but you could probably see for yourself. 30 does not go evenly into 100. So I guess 100 cannot possibly be the common denominator of these three numbers because 30 doesn't even go into it. Okay, well, let's check the next one. Does 30 go into 150? Yeah, 30 goes into 150. We'll do that one in red. Let's change colors here. Does 25 go into 150? Yeah, use your calculator if you need to. 150 divided by 25 is 6. So 25 goes in evenly. We'll check that one off too. Let's change the color again. Does 10 go into 150? Well, that one's a little bit more obvious to see. 150 divided by 10 is 15. That goes in evenly as well. So all three of these numbers go evenly, meaning you get a whole number answer. They all go evenly into 150. So I guess 150 is the least common denominator of 30, 25, and 10. So our answer is B. And if you got that, great thinking.